Hello, welcome again from USA Canada Visa Help. And in our part 1 video, you have watched that we have completed until this point, until passport section. So now today we will start with US point of contact information for DS 160. So I want to let you know that you must understand that for each and every applicant, you have to have one DS 160 form filled out. Like for you, for example, if you were the student, so your visa will be F1 visa, and if you want to take your spouse or kid or somebody else with yourself, that person or those persons will be F2 visa. And for each and every person you need to fill out one DS-160 form. So do not only fill out for yourself and show that you will accompany them. That's it. No, it's not like that. You have to fill out for them as well. Okay, so let's proceed now. Okay, so US point of contact information means someone in US that you know is living in US and will be able to contact for you, like somebody calls or email or mails that person can respond. Okay, because that person is in US. Okay, so USCIS or visa officer will look for a contact that you have in US. So if you do not know anybody, what happens? If you do not know anybody in US, at least you know your DSO, that means designated school official, or the person who was handling you for your offer letter and I-20, all those stuff. Okay, so that is the person, DSO, the person who signs in your I-20. That person is called DSO. Okay, and you can use that person's information here. For example, that person's name is like ABCDEFGH. ABCD is first name and EFG is last name, and organization's name, if you know, then it's okay. You know because you're going to that university, so you know the organization name. So do not click here if you want to use the DSO's information. And then relationship to you, other. Okay, because that is not your employer or business associate, friend, spouse, relative, nobody. Okay, so but not other, this is school official. Okay, so select school official, and then address of the university or that person's office. Okay, so this is how you fill out. And if you know the email address, you should know that person's email address. You should enter the email address. For example, this is the email address of that person. So you do like this and then go to next section. Oh, you should have saved. It's okay, you save it. And now continue application. Okay, so in the next section, okay, so it should be okay, so there was a little bit of correction. Okay, so save and now continue application. And now you go to the next section, which is family. So in family, you need to provide father's and mother's information here. For example, your father's name is this is just an example, this is nothing serious. So for example, 1950. This is just an example, don't worry about this. Is in your father in US? No. Now if your father is an US resident, then you should have green card already, or a citizen. So if your father is a citizen, you should be a green card holder already. So he's not in US. Maybe he is in US in tourist visa, that is possible, but in most of the cases, no. Okay, so mother's name, for example, this is your mother's name, and the date of birth is like, this is an imaginary information. Maybe your mother is not also in US. Do you have an immediate relative not including parents in the US? Probably no. So go ahead and then click on here, save again. You save it because two has not been answered. Oh, so I answered this. Do you have any other relative? No. Okay, so not immediately relative or no, not other relative. Next section, spouse. Okay, now the spouse information. For example, your spouse is like for example, this is your spouse name. This is an imaginary name, nothing serious once again, so don't worry about her name. For example, it's 1986. Country of region, for example, Bangladesh, city Dhaka. This is just an example. Country or region, Bangladesh. Place of birth, Bangladesh. What is the address? For example, it is the same as home address or mailing address, whatever. If it is, it's almost always home address or mailing address of yourself. So, and then do save again and continue application again. And now go to the next phase, which is work or education. Maybe you're a government job holder. If it is, it depends on your job. Okay, so present employer probably Bangladesh Bank, and the address, this is just the address of your company, so you know your address. And always remove the 0 before the mobile number, because if there is 0 before the phone number, it will not work. So do like this. Okay, start date probably 1st January 2020. It's just an imaginary number, so do not worry at all. For example, 80,000 is the salary. And what is the what is the job description? That depends upon your job, so it differs person to person. So for example, I'm just writing one thing. It should be a lot of information, like 4 to 5 duties at least, so you should write them. If you do not want to write too much, it's also okay, it's not a big deal. So I'm writing like this, and then save, and then continue application. Okay, now were you previously employed? For example, you do not have previous employment, so now have you attended any educational institute at a secondary level or above? Yes, if you have attended any educational institutions at a secondary level or above, you should select yes. Of course you should, because you are going for bachelor's or master's, right? So you should select. So what is the name of institution? For example, you can do like this one. For example, it was BBA, attended from, just an example. Just an example, okay? So this is the, when you started your college and when you completed your college. Okay, so just an example. All right, then let's save this and continue application again. So go to the next. So do you belong to a clan or tribe? Maybe no. Provide a list of languages you speak. So for example, you speak English, Bangla, Hindi, Alright, so for example, these are the three languages you speak, so you should not put any comma here because it doesn't want to take a comma. So go like this. Have you traveled to any countries or regions within the last 5 years? If yes, that is better. If you have some travels, it's always better. Okay, so in your case, maybe yes. Have you belonged to, contributed to, or worked for any professional, social, or charitable organization? Yeah, you have. Oh, okay. Have you traveled to any countries? So it is a drop down menu right now. So, for example, you travel to only one country. For example, this is India. So select India. All right. If you want to add another country, maybe you have also visited China. So you can go ahead and select China. All right. Now, have you belonged to or contributed to or worked for any professional, social, or charitable organization? Yes, I wrote there Bangladesh Bank, so I should select yes here. Okay, and organization name should be Bangladesh Bank. Okay, have you in do you have any specialized skills such as firearms? If yes, then go with yes. If no, this is a dangerous question. Sometimes you will fall into more scrutiny, so it's better if you select no. Okay, have you ever served in the military? Maybe no for you. If yes, then go ahead with yes. Have you ever served rebel group, paramilitary unit, or vigilante unit, guerrilla group? So these are, you should go with no because these are background related questions. So you should go with no for all of this. If you have served for military, you can go with yes. That is true, and if it is true, then you should select yes. Otherwise, no. Now save, and then continue application. And now go again, and now security and background part 1. Have you communicable disease? So you, as many as no as possible, because these are bad questions. So if you fall into yes, then that is bad. So go with no. If actually something is there and that is unavoidable, you should go with yes, but always there is no. Okay, because these are the questions that will screen you out. Now select save, click on save, and now go ahead with continue application. And now you go to the background question part 2. Now again, no. Have you ever been arrested? So criminals get arrested or violated any rules. These are bad things. So maybe you have never done anything like that. So go with no, go with no, go with no, go with no, and then again save. And now again continue application. Security part 3. These are the questions that will screen you out if you select yes. Only if you have served in military, that is okay. Yes, I have served in military. That is a truth and that is a good thing. That is not a bad thing. But rebel group, any other type of thing like arrested or committed violation or something, those are absolutely detrimental. And in those cases, of course, you will be screened out. US visa officer will not be convinced for sure. So everything should be no straight away. You don't have to think much about them. So now go to the part 4 of security question. No, no, and now go to the next phase. Again, there are too many questions, so you have to have patience when you select no. And save again, continue application, and now okay. So additional point of contact information. You have indicated that you will be studying in the same capacity while in the United States. List at least 2 contacts in your country of residence who can verify the information that you have provided. Okay, so in some capacity. Okay, so this is like 2 people will be contacted for you who can verify your information. So do not list immediate family members or other relatives. So 2 friends circle you should mention here. For example, that is their name and address. Okay, so that is one, and then just write down 2 contacts who can verify for you. Maybe they will not be contacted. In almost 99% cases they are not contacted, but if the visa officer somehow considers you, okay, your application has been saved to the database. For the next 30 days you will be able to retrieve your application. So if you somehow like forget your application, you can retrieve within 30 days. I will make you understand. I will make another video showing how to retrieve your application if you somehow forget your application. So how to recover the application, because this is too much work, so you should understand how to retrieve it. I will make another video and post it. So for now your application has been saved, so it is done now. Continue application. So it is done for now. Save, and next phase is going to be service. So this is all about how you go with the application of DS-160 form. So every person has to make one application. Okay, you F1 visa, your spouse F2, your kids F2. How many people, it's okay, no problem, but F2, they're F2. So you have to prepare each and every person's one application in DS-160 form. If you just make your application and do not make their applications, it will not be complete, and only you will be able to go for a visa interview. They will not be able to go to visa interview. Okay, so just make sure that you make the application for each and every person that you are applying and want to accompany to US. Okay, so I hope that's all. Thank you for listening. Have a good day. Bye bye.